The Turkey Saves the Day by Shelagh Canning, illustrated by Doug Cushman. Dawn was breaking when the men rounded up the last of the turkeys for market. Toby felt the chill as light snowflakes landed on his feathers. The driver heaved a cage onto the truck. A few minutes later, another cage was loaded, then another, and another. Toby was the last cage on the truck. Then the back gate was closed. The men disappeared, and the truck started to shake and rumble. Trees swept past as Toby watched out the back gate. "We're moving," he thought excitedly. Toby had always wanted to travel. He often wondered what was beyond the rolling hills that surrounded his ranch. Suddenly, there was a loud thump as the truck hit a bump in the road. The back gate of the truck opened and Toby's cage slid out. "Eek!" cried Toby, squeezing his eyes shut. His cage went flying and then landed with a crash. Toby slowly opened his eyes and saw the truck disappearing down the road. As he stepped out of his broken cage, a car zoomed past. "I'll head for the woods," Toby thought. "I'll be safe there." He began looking for a place to rest and think. All of a sudden, an owl swooped down out of the sky. "This is an odd time of morning for a farm animal to be out," the owl said. "Are you searching for someone?" "No," said Toby, who was a little afraid of the large bird. "I fell off a truck, and then they drove away without me." "Well, young fella," said the owl, "I'd say this is your lucky day." "Why?" asked Toby. "Thanksgiving," said the owl. "A long time ago, some people called pilgrims came to this land from far away. The people who were here already helped the pilgrims hunt and grow food. After the fall harvest, when they had gathered in the crops, they all sat down together at a big feast. People still have a feast like that one each November. They eat roasted turkey and squash and yams. They call the day Thanksgiving, and it's coming up next week." "Yikes," said Toby. "I'd better find a place to hide." "Be careful," said the owl. "There are farms beyond the woods, and those families like to eat roasted turkey too." Toby walked for hours through the woods. Eventually he came to a clearing. Beyond this was a farmhouse. Toby remembered what the owl had said and tried to keep out of sight. "Where do you think you're going?" asked a chicken as Toby crept up to the hen house. "Oops, sorry," said Toby. "I was looking for a safe place to stay. I don't want to become someone's Thanksgiving dinner." "This is a hen house," said the chicken, "not a hotel for fancy feathered fowl. Unless you can lay eggs, you can't stay here." Toby backed away from the angry chicken and looked around the farmyard. "I'll check over there," he thought, spotting a pig pen. "Stay out of our pen," shouted a large pig as Toby approached. Toby tried to talk to the lambs, but they ran off. The cat was busy cleaning her kittens, and the dog was burying a bone. No one seemed interested in helping him. Then Toby peered into the barn. The farmer was there trying to saddle a young mare named Nutmeg. The horse kept moving away and bucking. "I don't think we can keep this horse," the farmer told the farmhand. "She acts pretty mean. Between that fox going after our chickens all the time and this nasty girl, we've got our hands full." When the people left the barn, Toby slipped in and hid there. He didn't know what he was going to do. After a while, he heard a rustling noise. "Maybe it's an animal who will help me," he thought. Toby followed the sound to the clearing. There he saw a fox lying low in the grass. It was eyeing the animals in the yard. "That must be the fox the farmer was talking about," he thought. I ought to warn someone." Just then the fox began to sneak into the clearing. Toby jumped up and started to gobble as loudly as he could. The fox whirled around to see who was making so much noise. "Go away!" Toby shouted. He was surprised at his own courage. "Only after I've made turkey nuggets out of you," the fox snarled, and he slowly moved closer to Toby. Toby had heard some other turkeys say that foxes were quick and smart. Well, he had to be quicker and smarter. He suddenly remembered how the big turkeys back at the turkey ranch had shown off. Toby fanned out his tail feathers in an awesome display. The fox stopped in his tracks, surprised. But his surprise soon turned to laughter. "You think that'll scare me off?" he said, sneering. And then the smile left his face and he sprang forward. But when he tried to catch Toby, the turkey leaped first one way, then another. Toby was young and light on his feet. He dodged backwards when the fox advanced. He veered left when the fox moved to the right. His fancy stepping soon had the fox running in circles. The farm animals quickly realized what was happening and cheered for Toby. Even Nutmeg, who usually keeps to himself, left her stall to watch. Toby managed to beat off the fox with his powerful wings. He grabbed the fox's tail with his sharp beak. The commotion brought the farmer and his son running out of the house. The fox saw the farmer coming and took off unseen toward the woods. "Where did that turkey come from?" he asked the startled farmer's son when he spied Toby. "I don't know," said the farmer, "but he should make a tasty Thanksgiving treat." The farmer tried to grab Toby, but before he could catch him, Nutmeg neighed loudly. Toby turned and rushed into the barn. Nutmeg motioned with her head for Toby to come stand between her legs. The farmer's son, who had followed, laughed at the sight of the turkey and the horse together. The farmer slowly approached the horse and led her out of the stall. He walked her around the yard. He was surprised at how calm and gentle she seemed with the turkey there. She even let the farmer pet her as they walked. Toby stayed between the horse's legs the entire time. The farmer tried again to grab the turkey. Nutmeg threw her head and bared her teeth. Okay, the farmer cried. "Looks like you got yourself a friend. The turkey can stay with you." "What about our dinner?" asked the boy. "Son," said the farmer, "I have a hunch that this turkey is going to be more valuable out here in the barn than on our dinner table." The farmer was right. Nutmeg wasn't really mean at all. She had just been lonely and frightened. With Toby by her side, she became confident and easy to handle. The farmer never knew that Toby had saved the chickens and never guessed why the fox didn't bother them anymore. Still, on Thanksgiving Day, when the family counted their blessings, they included the turkey that they didn't eat.